This is what I do to physically and spiritually prepare for the new year. Maybe you can try it. Welcome back to the pod, everybody. I'm Mike Dreyden Figueroa. This is Unscripted and Unrehearsed, where I give you my take on things that I've experienced, seen, and heard throughout the past week. So yeah, new year, new you, out with the old, in with the new. And you don't have to do all of these things. So maybe you could try a few of these things. But the goal is to start tomorrow, the 15th, and then work your way to the end of the month, being done by the 30th. So it doesn't become overwhelming and you do it all in one shot. You don't have to do it all in one shot. But first, I got some really crazy shit. All right, so I got a little bit of good news for regarding my ACA health insurance, Obamacare, etc. I thought I had until tomorrow to get it done because of the deadline. That's the deadline where I think how's it go? I think that where everybody's insurances are either they're going to skyrocket and people are going to lose coverage, et cetera, et cetera. But my renewal is not until February for some reason, February 15th, because I called on Friday. Yeah, Friday to figure out, I waited till the last minute, yeah. I just kept procrastinating because I was worried. So yeah, I was talking to the guy at the ACA and well on the New York exchange, and he explained to me, no, your renewal is not until the 15th of February. You have uh, until the end of March to get it done. That's that's when I need to call, I think. I wrote it down somewhere, something to that effect. But I'm good until February. So I can see my dentist, keep my dentist appointment next month. I can get my physical next month, get my prep, get all that jazz. Um, so yeah, that was a good news. On Tuesday, okay, so this is a little bit of nostalgia on my part because I was a goofy kid, I guess. All right. The Peanuts Charlie Brown Christmas celebrated 60 years on December 9th, and that's like one of my favorite. I think maybe it been the first one. No, I think it was Halloween and then the Thanksgiving and then the Christmas one. But yeah, we looked forward every year to that. Frosty the Snowman, the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer animations, all of that. So yeah, it celebrated 60 years. It first aired on December 9th, 60 years ago. Um, when was that? I can't do math. Shut up. Um, so yeah, in 20 and so this year also marks the 75th anniversary of the Peanuts comic strip, and the Schultz Museum is celebrating the Charlie Brown Christmas on the 20th in California at a big event over there. So if you guys are anywhere near there, you should go and check it out. Send pictures. I would love to see what they're doing for that. My favorite Peanut characters in this order starts Woodstock, Snoopy, right? Woodstock, Snoopy, Peppermint Patty, Linus, and then Schroeder. Those are my favorite ones. Because I used to have I didn't have exactly a blankie, but I had my blue elephant. If you see my baby pictures, I think I was 6 months old. Uh, I had a blue elephant that if you took it from me, I would break loose. My elephant, I called it elephant. So yeah, 60 years of Charlie Brown Christmas. And you can get a Charlie Brown Christmas tree. If you're here in New York, you see those guys selling trees on the street. They have Charlie Brown Christmas trees, which I think is kind of cute, but anything for a buck, right? Why waste? Still, I'm not getting any decorations this year. First, I mean, Tony is not the most nosy, get in the tree kind of cat, but she will investigate. And then I don't know how Max will react because everything scares. I have to practice my guitars in the living room because it scares him. Anyway. So yeah, there's that. Krispy Kreme is getting in on the Peanuts bandwagon. So when is it? You have until the 24th to get Charlie Brown Christmas theme donuts, and they have one in the shape of Snoopy. If you don't already know. First of all, I haven't been to the gym in a while. I'm still working through that mental block to get there, but my diet is gone to shit because, first of all, I firmly believe all these things are addictive, so I keep thinking about sugar the older I get. And I love Krispy Kreme donuts. I love Dunkin' Donuts. I love donuts. So, but the peanut one, I'm like, okay, I was going to buy them because I checked them out and they look cute, but there's no Woodstock donut. And I'm tired of Woodstock getting the shit end of the stick because Woodstock is Woodstock, and he has saved Snoopy's ass quite the many times when they were flying their missions, and Woodstock had to come and save the day. You can't tell me any different. So, hey, Krispy Kreme, how about a Woodstock donut? Thank you. Thank you for tuning into my TED Talk on Woodstock. All right. This is the other thing. Shout out to Chewy. I'm not getting paid for this, but I got to give them a shout out because this is the first time I experienced anything like this. All right, so I ordered food for Max and for Tony Girl, and normal, blah, blah, blah. I ordered food. I came home from work and the box was at my apartment door. And I'm like, this is nice, thank you. I usually have to pick it up from the lobby and bring it upstairs. I'm like, oh, this is great. But then I noticed the box was a little fucked up. And I'm like, oh, damn it, somebody got in the box and rummaged around. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But when I finally got into the kitchen and opened the box, the whole case, because I buy Tony's cat food, wet food in bulk. So the whole case of that was, all the cans were dented and outside their wrapping. And then one of the cases of the dog food was all out of the wrapping and dented. And then the bag of cat food was like somebody stomped on it. And I thought, was somebody having a bad day? Or did it like fall off the truck and just went everywhere? But I mean, this is weird. Okay, so I called Chewy to say, not to complain, because I don't, unless it's real. Max has this toy. I'm not a complainer unless it's something that, I really need to like, hey, you fucked up. But I just called to say, hey, listen, just gonna give you feedback, all the everything, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, we can replace it. I'm like, huh? They're like, yeah, just donate what you don't want. We'll replace it. What would you like replace? I'm like, are you sure? They're like, yeah. What do you want? I'm like, okay, well, another case of cat food, the dry food, and one case of dog food, because those are the only ones that are dented. Now, the thing is this, it's like when we were growing up and my mom would take us to the supermarket, she would avoid dented cans for some reason. And I mean, I don't remember how she explained it, but in my head, I'm thinking, well, if you dent the can, then particles from the dents get into the food and you're consuming that, that's not good. Or it could mean that it's spoiled, or I don't know. So we avoided dented cans like the plague. But I'm like, times is hard. I'm not going to donate this food because there's nothing wrong with the food. It's just the condition it came in was not pristine. But okay, it's still. So I said, wow, I'm really grateful. Thank you very much, Chewy. So the kids have food for a while and I don't need to worry. I'm considering moving Max away from the kibble. I don't have any more kibble, but the wet food I have for him is from, what's her name? She has a cooking show. Her name just flew right out of my head, so that means I shouldn't mention it. Anyway, it's Nourish food, and he's liking it so far, and his poop is not crazy. So I'm just giving him that for now. Maybe I'll throw some in there. So yeah, shout out to Chewy. You really made a tough situation pretty cool. And I appreciate it. All right, next thing up, our new mayor-elect, Mr. Mamdani, Zoran Mamdani, posted a video, Know Your Rights video, and it's really telling about, because obviously many of us have not experienced the knock at the door or the the detainment where they pull out this sheet of paper. Basically, it's in the video, it describes this is a court order with the judge's signature and what it looks like. And I'm familiar with that because I used to work for lawyers and I used to type these things, all kinds of briefs and stuff all the time. I was a mad typist. I was good at it. But I've also seen court orders and court documents and what they look like. So I'm familiar with the legit shit. But he showed what they show will put something in your face real quick and keep it moving just to grab you up is an appendix and it's some blah, blah, blah that they can say is a court order signed by a judge. That's not it. and it'll say court order. It's one page, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, judge's signature, and whatever stamps are on it. And I'm like, cool. What I wanted to try to do was, I think I might try to put it here. Well, now that I did that, I'm gonna have to put it here. If you're watching, I pointed to the screen. I'm gonna try to have an image of those up. I think I have them. I'll put them up so you can understand. But it's scary that this is the situation we're in. I'm not only worried for myself. I have mentioned this many times before. I'm worried for a lot of people who are, ethnically and racially ambiguous, could pass for many cultures, like, me, you know. But what's upsetting the most is that there are a lot of Caucasian immigrants who are undocumented, skirting the system, and just get, looked over because because their complexion, and they're not considered, or and they don't say anything, so you can't tell if they have an accent. So, it's really upsetting. But I'm glad that he put this video out so people understand. I think something huge is going to happen in New York once he takes office. And I think mostly this was because there was a second raid down in Chinatown that was going down, and the community came out. People who didn't even know each other. I mean, this is where you buy all the bootleg shit. And you come to New York and you're like, ooh, I got a Prada. It's not really a Prada, but it looks like a Prada. Yeah, I got a Prada. Um, yeah, they went down there and raided these people, and it's scary because they come like for war. And it's not it the feeling you get is what I'm sure people in other countries, the Middle East, feel when all of a sudden masked men show up with weapons and just start grabbing you up and shooting at you. In this case, they're not shooting at people, but the rubber bullets and the pepper bullets that they hit those priests with. I'm glad he did the video. You should check it out. There's a link down at the bottom of the show notes. I want you to go check it out. So especially if you're in New York, you know what you're dealing with. And I hate to say it, but if you have a passport or a passport card, carry it with you. If you have a driver's license and all of that, carry it with you. Be safe. Be safe. Also, they cannot go into certain places. So if you're near a church or school or whatever, try to get inside. And all right, the highlight of my week, and then the low point of my week at the end of this, just so maybe I'll do the low point first. All right, so every week when I get paid, I do my budget, pull out rent money, etc. I'm prepared. So I'm like going through my credit cards, and I see that one of my cards, which is their medical card that I use only for pet foods and anything for the pets, that's what it's for. I'm noticing that it has a limit, and there are charges on it above the limit. I'm like, how is this possible if it's at the limit and I didn't make these charges? I'm like, what is going on? So I'm looking through the statement. So apparently someone had some fun at Core Wave paddle gear, and they made 13 transactions at $69.90, 13 of those. And I got an alert that there was more transactions trying to be processed, same amount that were declined. Okay, I'll get to that in a minute. And then someone in Miami was having fun with Luminary Ad Skin Renew. They made 2 purchases at $49.90 plus a $7.90 purchase. So I'm like, all right. Oh, and Card Protect Services charged the card $19.99. I don't need a Card Protect. I don't have Card Protect service on my card. The card protects the card. They have that feature. That's not part of the. So I'm like, all right. I call them up. I'm like, hey, listen, I didn't make these charges. I don't know what they are. I'm in New York. I've never been to these places to make these charges. And of course, after the words left my mouth, I'm like, anybody could be online and order these things. So whoever, so the places they ordered these things from are where they are. So when I say someone it may not have been someone in those locations, but they ordered them. Somehow they got my card info, which I'm very protective of my card info because I don't use them. I just had a thought, but I don't use them except for specific places. So they're checking that to see where the purchases were made. They put a stop to it, and also they let me know that my limit was increased, and I didn't ask for an increase. And I know sometimes you get it, but when you get the increase, they notify you, hey, you're we love having you. We're increasing your limit, et cetera, et cetera. I never got this info. And I'm like, and I'm looking through all the notes, no increase, just bill, payment accepted, charge here, charge here. I recognize those, not that. Payment accepted, payment accepted. And I said, hey, listen, I appreciate the increase, but I don't want it. Go back to the original limit. That's it. Which I was at the limit because he had 2 emergency doctor's visits that maxed out the card. And so I've been, trying to catch up on that for the next emergency. However, that was the lowest point. I got hacked. Now, I didn't panic this time. The old me, before my mood medication, would have been like changing everything all at once and getting freaked out. But no, I'm like steadily picking one account, going through everything, and then updating it. Then going through the next one, going through everything with a calm, even keel. Because I was a victim of identity theft many years ago, and it happened, I think, when I was in Chicago one year for IML Grabby's weekend. And I was using my debit card everywhere, and somehow, some way, they got my info and they wiped out all my cash and everything. If it wasn't that I had my ticket home and some cash in my pocket, I would have been fucked. But yeah, ever since then, I'm very protective of my identity and finances, as we all should be. I'm sitting here gabbing, and my coffee's got kind of lukewarm now. Anyway. Today's cup of coffee is Bustelo. I'm not getting paid for that. All right, the highlight of my week. So as a ticket taker, as you saw in other videos, I meet a lot of celebrities. Even when I was just working in aisle, giving out playbills and escorting people to their seats, I've met a lot of celebrities, a lot of famous people, politicians, etc. I am standing there, we're gabbing away, and I'm ushering people down, come on in with your tickets, and all of a sudden I see this woman. And I'm like, I know that face. I know that face. That face is coming closer. I know that face. And it was Kate Mulgrew, Captain Admiral Janeway herself, the Admiral, the one who kicked it to the Borg and said, see you later, peace out. Scan my, so this. I was like, I think she could have seen how my face had just went all bananas, and she was like, yeah, all right. I was like, I'm so happy to meet you. She's like, all right, fine, yeah, sure. She scanned her ticket and she went inside. And I was on the early shift, so I couldn't stick around to see. I could have stuck around to see, but I don't remember where she was sitting. I don't remember where she was sitting. I wanted to remember where she was sitting. And I was like, oh my God. Now, the first time I saw her like physically in person, I was selling memberships at Crunch Fitness on 42nd and 11th Avenue. This was years ago. And I happened to be at the desk, and I could see people walking back and forth. And I saw this profile go by and went, oh shit, that's Kate Mulgrew. And then as I was finished doing what I was doing, I ran out because there was a theater down the street. And she was doing an off-Broadway thing there. And I happened to watch her go by. I'm like, yep, that's her. She went in and went into the theater. I guess they were doing rehearsals. Good morning, Bubba. I heard you chewing your toy over there. Hi. You want to say hi to people? No? So yeah, Kate Mulgrew, highlight of my day, my week. She's pretty. She's so pretty. So yeah. All right. So I'm pointing, for those of you listening, I'm pointing to my blue and white Hanukkah Santa hat with my Star of David on it. Happy Hanukkah, everybody. So I thought I'd give you guys an understanding of what Hanukkah means. So, and I have notes here so I don't butcher it. So Hanukkah is an 8-day festival of light celebrating the rededication of the Second Temple of Jerusalem after the Maccabean revolt, symbolizing religious freedom and perseverance, highlighted by the miracle of a single day's worth of oil burning for 8 days. So to put that in perspective for people, and I have a meme that I've been sharing every year, you have your cell phone. It's at 10%. You have no charger. You have no way to wireless charge. Nobody has a charger. and you're at 10% and you're stuck somewhere. And for 8 days, you get to use your phone, all features, everything at 10%. That's the miracle. Um, so yeah, the celebration involves lighting of nine branch menorah. How's it? Happy Hanukkah for sign language. I'm signing Happy Hanukkah. Oh, it's this way. I guess I don't know. So it's lighting of the menorah over 8 nights. You're eating fried foods like latkes and uh, oh my God, I'm gonna butcher this. Oh my God, I can't say this. Sufganiyot. My Hebrew sucks. Sufganiyot. I know all my Jewish friends will tell me sufganiyot. Okay, so this is a latke right there. That's a latke. This is a sufganiyot. It's basically a jelly donut, and you can have it filled with custard or apple or mostly jelly. My favorite is a jelly. That's why I love jelly donuts all the time. And my grandmother used to have these all the time this time of year, jelly donuts. Okay, and then playing with the dreidel. So like each side of dreidel is a letter, the Hebrew letter, and depending on which one it lands on after you spin it, you win the pot of chocolate coins. So you get, or you have to lose everything. So depending on that. So yeah, it's emphasizing themes of the time, miracles, and Jewish identity. For me, I think it's mostly for the kids, unless, like people have Friendsgiving or, friends, holidays, stuff, and you exchange, etc. You can do it with friends, but it's mostly kid stuff, I think. And unless you're going somewhere and having food, I'm always up for food. I like food. All right, everyone, it's that time. Out with the old, in with the new. Physically, spiritually, everything. I try to do this every year now. The past couple years, I had 2 moves, and so in that process, I was able to. Baba, you're gonna pull. He's got his nose wrapped around the light cord. Hi, what's up? What do you want? You want to say hello? You coming? Coming up? All right, here we go. Ready? And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the screen. Max and his boss. Hi, Baba. Oi, oi. What do you want? Oh, yes, kisses. Thank you so much. What? You went outside already? You had? Okay, I'll give you scratches. All right. So you like them? All right. So I had 2 moves, and so in the process, I purged shit I didn't need and kept stuff that I wanted and blah blah blah. So this is how I suggest or offer you. This is what I do every year. So first, you want to clean out your wardrobe. You want to step 1, pull everything out. And in that process, you're going to make 3 piles. Stuff you wear regularly that you love. You're going to put stuff that you haven't worn in over a year in one pile. And then some of your favorite things. All right, sit down. Some of your favorite things in the middle pile. Stuff you wear periodically, but your favorite, but you're not quite liking it, but don't want to get in the middle. So yeah, after you separated everything, you want to separate them into the piles, right? You want to put everything that you keep regularly, wear regularly, all that, put that back in the closet. That's what's staying. Then you want to go through what you wear sometimes, and sometimes stuff you pull out your most favorite thing, put that to one side, and something you may not wear, you kind of on the shelf, put that on one side, and then something you're definitely not going to put that in the haven't worn in a year pile. By the time you're done with that, keep your favorite you sometimes wear and put that back in the closet. Then you want to take step 3. Put everything out of the drawers and do the same process all over again. You want to always wear, sometimes wear, haven't worn in a year. That goes for your drawers, bros. If you haven't worn them drawers in a year, toss them. But if they're your sexy ones with the holes in them that you wear to, hang out with your friends, keep those. Those are fun. I love those. I have a pair of those. A couple pairs of those. A few pairs of those, I'll be honest. Anyway, you want to put what you wear regularly. And that means, t-shirts, sweatpants, underwear, socks, all that stuff. Save it in some of those you want to wear just for the gym or what have you. Or if you work in a place where like I do, where I have a uniform, keep extra pair of, emergencies. You step in a puddle or, you get drenched or what have you. You have dry clothes at work you can switch into. That's what that's for. Beneficial to that. Make those piles. And then after all of that, you put your favorite stuff back that you wear regularly back in the drawer. Separate, sometimes wear there, and would you not in the side for haven't worn in a year. Then put everything you have in a step 3, recycle. Try to there's a lot of apps online now that you can sell stuff on and make a little extra cash. Someone might use it. There's always something for someone somewhere. Even for yourself, you might find something in one of these things. Try selling it. If you can't sell it, then put it in a box and donate it to a shelter or what have you. I know there's a men's shelter over here at the Armory. Sometimes I drop stuff off there. I mean, I'm 5'6", weird shaped. Not many, there are a lot of people there are tall, I suppose. I don't know. If it's useful, it's useful. So donate it. If not, toss it out. This way you make room in your space there to for clothing. Now, same process for cleaning out the house. Now, step 1 is you want to pull everything out, again, sort it into things that you use regularly. Same thing for the kitchen or stuff laying around, magazines, books, stuff that is collecting dust is in the way. Sorry, I lost train of thought. I'm looking at my notes just so I don't forget. Yeah, if you haven't used it in over a year, dishes or utensils that are just piling up, plastic stuff that you haven't really a need for, put it to the side that you're not using. Dump it. Get rid of it. Then put all of that stuff, the stuff you keep, is the stuff you use regularly, put it back in where they belong. Same thing too with, any condiments or stuff in the cabinets, stuff that is maybe their sell by date or their use by date is approaching and you're not, going to use it because it does. Yeah, I mean, why? Anyway, pull it out. Then put all of that stuff in a box to donate. Now, again, step 3 for that part, cleaning out the house, you could try to sell what you have. I mean, there's definitely a market for books. I've seen an app where people get rid of magazines and books, and just random stuff you could put out there. You'd be surprised what people will buy. Then donate the stuff to a lobby. Help someone like me create a lobby find. It might, like my upcoming next lobby find video for in the new year. I have a bunch of stuff that I found recently downstairs that I think came in handy. So you'll see that. Help someone create a lobby finds experience. One person's trash is another one's gold. Yee. All right. So that's cleaning out the stuff in the house. Now, cleaning the house, this is where you're getting very in tune with yourself, because it's cleaning out not only dust and grime and junk and crap, but it's also a spiritual experience, because you're moving bad energy out of your home and getting it ready to accept it. Good energy in, right? And and I'm doing these hand gestures because from where my perspective in my bedroom is that the furthest point of the house and the apartment door is that way. I'm pointing the other way. Okay. So this is what you want to do. You want to start, like I said, the furthest point of your home, you want to start by sweeping. Well, dusting. Everything from top to bottom, get everything that falls to the floor, you're going to get to in just a moment. You want to dust. Use a damp rag. So this way, because if you're using a Swiffer or stuff, sometimes, in my experience, using a Swiffer, it just pushes everything around and you got dust particles in the air and you'll start, sneezing or what have you. Start doing that with a damp rag. So this way you catch all that stuff. and then work your way all the way out to the front of the house. Um, I just had a thought, and I didn't write this down. When it comes to the kitchen, you might want to spend a day doing that separately. So do that because it'll take a separate schedule. So yeah, do that with a damp cloth, everything. Then step two, starting from the furthest room again, you want to start to sweep toward the front of the house. And as you're sweeping, you want to speaking out these intentions, bring it more to energetic life, I want to say. I don't know if I'm using the right words to explain this, but I'm looking forward to, getting a new job, or may everyone who comes to my home bring nothing but positivity, and all those things that you want to say. If there's a prayer that you like to recite, sometimes I have a prayer, sometimes I don't. I'm just thinking, or I have positive wave energy music playing as I'm cleaning, and just, keeping that good vibration around myself, which I think would in turn magnify it back to the house, right? So you want to do that, sweep it all the way out. And then the same thing with mopping after you swept. And I suggest sweeping twice, because sweeping once doesn't always get it all. So, if you're in your bedroom, sweep out the bedroom twice. Then move into the living room, do that twice. And you keep pushing it out till you get to the front of the apartment, and then pick up everything and leave it in a bag there. Don't take it to any other village. Just leave it in a bag there as you do it, right? Then mop. And you're gonna, use whatever you can. I don't suggest any particular products. Whatever you like the most, use that. I have the Swiffer mop thing, which is kind of like a jet spray thingy, for wood floors, and it smells really nice. I like it. So I do that twice in the rooms. So what's next? So that was step two. Okay. Oh yeah, and you want to speak negativity out of your home. As you're sweeping and mopping, speak the negativity out of your home. Now, step three is the spiritual cleansing of the house. So basically, and I have it over there. I don't want to get up and get it, but this is what you can do. You get some sage, some fresh mint, and a palo santo. It's you can ask them if you go to any botanica or Spanish spiritual store, botanica. You can get a big one, a big smudge. Or you can. Oh, there's this great spot in Harlem. You can get all kinds of sage and oils and stuff. Get a big one or small one. Get fresh mint, like fresh mint, palo santo, and wrap it with a pink ribbon all the way around. And then you want to burn that. Get a good smoke going. Your fire alarms may go off, so you might want to take them down first, but they will go off. I'm warning you now. All right, so you have that. You get a good smoke going. You go in like that. So you want to start again the furthest room in the house, in all four corners, in a clockwise motion, saying whatever spiritual thing you'd like to share or put out in the energy. Just doing all of this around yourself. If you're listening, I'm like waving my hand around. I look like a nut. I don't look like a nut. Do that in all four corners of the room, under the bed if you can reach your bed, or around your bed, wherever you sleep. Then move into the next room, every room. If you share your apartment with other people, ask if they would like it. If they say no, you don't worry about it. But it's the overall shared space. Smudge it. You're going to enjoy the smell of the mint, the palo santo, and the sage burning. And you can do that once a week if you like, or once a month if you like. But you're doing this after you've cleaned everything. You've discarded what you don't use anymore, and you're making room for new stuff. Then you want to do that. So when you get to, after you've done that, you want to smudge your apartment door, your entrance to your home, in two ways. First, on the inside, clockwise, starting from the bottom up and around, speaking whatever positive intentions you want, repelling any negativity out. And do that like 3 times. And then on the outside, make sure you don't lock yourself out. Outside, go outside. Again, 3 times around, starting from the bottom left all the way around clockwise, 3 times, speaking all positivity coming into your home and repelling any negativity out. This is what I do. You don't have to do this, but this is what I like to do. Um, and try to speak a word prayer or any kind of spell that you want to use to keep negativity away. And that includes, unexpected visitors, or it just keeps it. I've noticed that the more that I've done this, the more that I don't get visited from unexpected visitors. You know what I mean? It's the weird shit, like all of a sudden your doorbell rings, you're like, what are you doing? What? Do that. And then what you can also try to do this on a weekly basis afterwards, starting in the new year. I like to do this on Sundays because for me, Sunday is the first day of the week. Saturday is the last day of the week. And, I have some incense burning. I do a morning, do almost most mornings, but on Sundays, I'd make an intention to, do a meditation and incense burning prayer, you know, whatever way you call it. I do that. You can try that starting every Sunday. I know it doesn't have to be a chore. It doesn't have to be like, oh my God, I forgot. If you forgot or you didn't get to it, it's okay. It doesn't have to be on that day, but setting an intention to set a time around to do this for yourself, because this is about you. I'm pointing to me and you there on the screen. This is about centering yourself. There's a lot of negativity in the world right now. There's a lot of turmoil. There's a lot of information coming at us from every angle, and sometimes I feel it too. Being a Pisces, I feel it all the time. Oh, I'm shaking. And it can be overwhelming, and I try really hard not to let it get to my mind and my heart and my body, because it's overwhelming. So burning the incense, and I'll show you here. I have the incense that I have. This is my favorite one here. Nag Champa. This is my absolute number one favorite one. And this is the Palo Santo incense. It smells just like the stick that you're going to burn and smudge. You can burn this one or both of them together at the same time. Oh, it smells so nice. So yeah, I'm not getting paid for that either. So those are my favorites. So check those out. So you can do it. And it doesn't have to be, like I said, on that day. You can, if you remember and at that moment, do it at that moment. But every morning, after I shower, now that I'm doing these, I try to burn some incense and set my intentions for the week. And that's another thing too, setting your intention for the week ahead, so that this way you're on a path that keeps you grounded and focused, and doesn't allow the distractions to distract you or pull you off course. It's not easy. It may be downright hard for a lot of people, but you just try. This is about for you and for your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health. Keep you grounded, because there's so much going on around us all the time. And I would like for you to have a prosperous and calm and joyful 2026. All right, so that's that. Now, with that said, I just hit my notes the wrong way. All that data and here, let me fix my notes here. All that data and everything coming at you, it accumulates in your devices. And what I mean by accumulation is the cache, which also slows down your phone, because the cache files are memory files. So this way, your whatever page you go to or thing you look up or app you open, it goes to it faster and loads faster and does blah, 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 blah. You can, whatever device you have, go to the cache file and dump it. You don't need to have this stuff constantly taking up space and slowing down your phone, and which is intentional, I suppose, because you want to get to your data faster or whatever, but it's not necessary, and it will speed up your phone, especially if you have duplicate files. So go through your pictures. If you have duplicate photos, sometimes I have many versions of one photo because of the size and where they go and how I use them. But then after a while, after I've used them, I pull them off the phone. I have them on a external drive for backup, safety, blah, blah, blah. So start with photos. If you have more than one that is your favorite, keep the one and put the rest on a thumb drive. I'm jumping around, but it's all the same thing. Start with the cache file. On an iPhone, you want the volume up, volume down, hit the power, and hold that button down until it goes off, and then the Apple comes up again, and you just cleared the cache out. It's also rebooting your phone. Android phones, I'm not sure, but check out some YouTube videos. There's plenty of YouTube videos that will help you to clear the cache on your phones. Then after that, again, whatever you're not using, if there are apps you haven't used in a year, dump it. Especially if you're paying for them, dump it. Cancel the subscription. Cancel the subscription and dump it. If it's something you use once in a while, fine, keep it, because I have like a lot of like financial apps and stuff. I keep track of my info, help, budgeting ideas, or I'm looking up information. I keep those. And this stuff that I use all the time. But clean those out. Distractive apps like, games that, you're like, I'm bored. Let me just try not to pick up your phone with those distracting apps, unless it's something educational. Or if you're getting a new device, clear it, reset it, back to factory settings, whatever, and maybe you can donate it to someone who doesn't have a phone or can't afford to buy a new phone, and they've got something that's like 15 generations older, but do that, or recycle it back in. Maybe you get a credit for it or what have you. I don't think you need to return them anymore when you get a new phone to begin with. So if you have it, keep it as a backup in case you lose your new phone. You still have that one. Like I'm recording on my 11 and I'm reading notes off of my 16, and I have my excuse me, I have my iPad 9 right there, which is off now, but I watch films and stuff on it. Excuse me, I need more coffee. Yeah, that is cold now. Not good. Anyway, try to donate what you don't need, or try to make money from what you're trying to get rid of. Yeah, do that. Get a thumb drive. Put especially on your laptops too. You got a lot of cache files. Just go into there, dump them all. Pull pictures and documents and all, put them all on a flash drive somewhere, keep it safe, put it away, put it in a safe if you need to. Especially your legal documents, your banking documents, your copies of all your IDs, all of that jazz. Make photos of them and keep them somewhere safe like that. You could do that. Yeah. Pardon me, I'm gonna burp. Sorry. I've been holding that back. I don't know if you think that's gross or not, but I'm such a guy. Farts and burps make me laugh. At 56, still. Speaking of farting, sometimes, when we have older guests come through the theater, they let they fart. They're old, they can't, they fart. So sometimes my eyes burn. Anyway. Well, there you have it, guys, gals, and everybody in between, my friends. Happy Hanukkah. I want to know from you now. So tell me, have you done anything like this before? Have you, done the purge? What does your out with the old, in with the new look like? Yeah, I'd like to know. Have you ever done anything like that before? Is this something new for you? You can say that this is new for me. I'm going to try it. Hey, Mike, where'd you get your blue Santa hat? Amazon. The Star of David is okay. So I have a coworker. Her name is April. I love you, April. Ever since I started, when I came back to the Imperial, she has gone out of her way for holidays to be inclusive of me, because I was gonna say I'm the only out Jewish person. I wear my yarmulke every day. Everybody knows I'm Jewish. So she decorates, for everything. So Hanukkah and all that stuff. She makes sure there's something Jewish available. She even got Max a toy bone with 2 squeakers that say Happy Hanukkah on it, and I don't know if you heard it before. He's doing something weird right now. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, so she got there's a version of this. These are string lights that you can hang up. I was going to put these on the wreath outside the apartment door, so you can see they had these lights. So what I did was I took a magnet metal. I took a magnet, put a magnet behind there, and put that there. So it's 3D sort of. You can see that. These are blue stars of David, and they light up with 2 AA batteries. I didn't want to. I didn't want to. I wanted to do that for today, but I'm not going to get around to it. So they're just sitting here now. So I thought, oh yeah, this because. And then I had ordered a bunch of these. I don't know if you can see that. These are uh, penny buttons that I got on Amazon. They're white with the blue Star of David. So I've had that. So this trend started. The Santa hat started. One day I found a Santa hat that had. No, I found on the floor. Um, It looked like an old-timey snowman pin, brooch pin somebody lost. I'm like, oh, that's so sad. I have it. So I had this Santa hat that's with the leopard print on it, which I think is the sexiest thing I've ever had. So I put it on there in this section by the ball at the end. So I'm like, oh, this is a theme. So I have different kinds of Santa hats with a snowman. So that's where this came from. I forgot why I'm mentioning all of this, but anyway, I want to know what you're out with the old, in with the new is. I'd be very happy to hear about that. Do you recycle your unused stuff? Do you just keep it? Do you just toss it? You know, do you even give a shit? Do you care? No care? I don't care. I want to know that too. Hey, Mike, I don't care. I care if you don't care, because then I know that you don't care. But I care. I'm glitching out right now. All right, so listen, guys. I'm going to start going through, starting today, Sunday, the 14th, Hanukkah. I'm going to start going through all the platforms, Facebook, Blue Sky, YouTube, Instagram, for your questions, because next week is the AMA, Ask Mike Anything episode. And there's still time to send your questions. So everyone who submits a question will automatically be entered to win some stuff that I'm giving away. So there are these. Where to go? All right, so here's a mic with a receiver, lightning receiver, and a charger. There are two of these. So 2 lucky people will get one of these, a set of these. Then 1 lucky person is going to get this little package that has a receiver, a USB 3 receiver with a lightning adapter, and not 1 but 2 microphones. Comes in a bundle, and with a charger. It's in there. And there will be a special added giveaway. So how do you enter? All you got to do is send a question. You can put it at the bottom down here in the notes. You can send it to me on Instagram. Even if you see the shorts that you see regarding this episode, down at the bottom. Pose a question. Anything you want to ask me. I don't care. Anything. Nothing's off the table. I'm going to answer everything. Oops. Yeah. I really want you guys to have this fun stuff. If you're a content creator, this is going to come in handy for you, because you know you're making stuff. Everything's falling down. Yeah, it'll come in handy for you. So yeah. All right. If you made it this far, I want you to comment with the menorah emoji. It looks like the candle with the candle holder with the prongs. Yeah. And if you're watching, remember, like, subscribe, share, comment with your questions. If you're listening, hey, give me a 5-star rating. I love that. Download is even better because it moves me up the algorithm and more people get to enjoy this entertaining video. And again, down at the bottom, you're going to see the links to where to get your Krispy Kreme Peanuts 60th anniversary Charlie Brown Christmas donuts, and the video for the Know Your Rights from our new mayor-elect in New York, Zohran Mamdani. And I'm saying that more often so this way I can pronounce it correctly. Zohran Mamdani. So yeah, thanks for watching. Happy Hanukkah. Be safe. Stay warm. It's going to be cold. Oh, look who joined us here. Good morning, Tony girl. I want to say good morning to the peoples, and now he's here. So I got the kids. Happy Hanukkah from the Dreyden Figueroa family. Say hi, if she doesn't want to. All right, guys. Bye. Oh, you're so heavy. Oh, so heavy, strong.